Hello. Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. I gently invite you to this venue as well as this very present moment. If your mind is still holding on to something from earlier today or is on to something what's coming next, I ask you to take a deep breath and be present with us here. My name is Akshita Singh. I am a psychologist, and it is my honor to be your host for today. As someone deeply connected with the field of mental health, I am very close to this topic, mindfulness, the gift of presence. On behalf of the organizers, I extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to each one of you. Today is not just about listening, it is about experiencing. Because in a world that's constantly pulling us into different directions, the greatest gift we can give to ourselves is to be present. It is my absolute honor to welcome our chief guest for today. He is a personality whose life reflects discipline, leadership, and decades of dedicated service. Air Marshal Naresh Verma, who served the Indian Air Force with distinction, holding key positions including Director General Administration and Air Officer in Charge Administration. Post-retirement, he has continued to contribute across multiple prestigious roles, including member of the Armed Force Tribunal, Director of India International Center, and advisor to national leading bodies. His vast presence across governance, defense, and institutional leadership offers a powerful perspective on balance, resilience, and mindful leadership. Sir, we are truly honored by your presence. I now invite Dr. Saroj to honor Air Marshal Verma. We invite you, Honorable Sir, to please say a few words that would motivate us to begin the seminar.
Thank you, Akshita, for that. Thank you, Akshita, for that generous introduction. Honorable Padma Shri Dr. D.R. Karthikeyan, Dr. Charu Sharma, Dr. Suraj Dubey, and Ms. Ritu Bhardwaj, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, my compliments to Dr. Charu Sharma for organizing this seminar on such a relevant and important topic like mindfulness and happiness. And of course, today, I think during the seminar, we'll also come to know the relationship between mindfulness and stomachfulness, because this is happening just after lunch. Actually, Charuji, I'm not a mental health professional. The only time I think of mental health is when I'm trying to maintain my own sanity in this mad world. And sorry, because I think some of you are mental health professionals, sorry for using this word, mad. Today we talk about neurodiversity, so this is a word I don't use. But I use this word only to be able to quote Akira Kurosawa. You must have heard, he's a very famous Japanese film director who has made movies like Rashomon, Seven Samurai, Ikiro. So, to quote, Akira Kurosawa said that in this mad world, only the mad are sane. And he said so because he found that this world is so chaotic and so irrational. And because of this and because of various other reasons, fast-paced life, so there is too much of stress, anxiety, and depression. You know, and this depression is across all ages. It doesn't see young or it doesn't see old. It's across all socio-economic strata. I won't be far too off the mark if I say that India is going through a mental health epidemic, because it's the figures to go by. Of course, these are the NHS surveys, or that is also quite dated, that there are 57 million people in India suffering from mental depression. And even the WHO said that 1 in 20 Indians suffers from mental depression. And it is this depression, sorry, I'm talking about this mental health challenges because the topic is so relevant for this. And this situation of so much of prevalence of mental health, you know, it leads to things like suicide. And India, very depressingly, it is called suicide capital of the world, because in 2023, the suicide deaths in India, the figure is 1,71,448, whereas the world figure is 7,21,000. So under these circumstances, I think any practice, any tool which can reduce the stress, anxiety, and keeps people happy away from depression, like mindfulness, is absolutely welcome. And what I understand that mindfulness, something, you know, which can help us in our, you know, for our mental well-being, so to say. It's a very important, very useful practice for our mental well-being. Of course, when we talk of mindfulness, like meditation and dhyan, that has been part of Indian philosophy for very long time. But of course, that had a different, deeper, higher meaning. That means finding your inner self and also connecting your, individual conscious to the divine, Atma and Paramatma and all those concepts. But it's not only Hindu philosophy, it's even Buddhism, Japanese, Chinese talk of mindfulness. And Buddhists say that actually mindfulness is the first step towards the journey for enlightenment. They call it sati, and then sati is mindfulness. And sampajanya along with that, that is full awareness. So they say both these things go hand in hand. And similarly, Japanese have, their Aimoko is there, this thing means here and present. And along with that, they also say that it is not individual, it has to be complemented. And all of you have heard nowadays everybody talks of wabi-sabi, everybody talks of, ikigai. Similarly, Chinese have Jian, which is called heartfulness. And of course, there are variations in Confucian and Taoism. But all of them have just one main point, and that is you have to be, mindfulness means concentration, being present at that moment. And I'm sure today you are going to speak about it and tell us. So everything, they say, don't talk of past, don't talk of future, be present in that moment. I'm sure, if a lady, I'm sorry for giving this very domestic example, if somebody, she's cooking biryani and thinking of the Saas Bahu serials, so naturally mind will go on to only those dynamics. So it all talks of being present, but problem with us is, especially we baby boomers, that all these oriental concepts we find them very vague. Till the time some white Anglo-Saxon, propounds something, and then it becomes fashionable and de rigueur. Today in USA, meditation and mindfulness is one of the most popular thing, which is going on. But it was not popularized by any of our swamis or gurus, but because it was popularized by a molecular biologist, and he, for therapeutic some benefits he showed. I think his name is Professor John Baccarin, in the 70s. So this concept of reduction of stress through mindfulness, and that is why it has become popular. So it is all the more reason for us in India also to adopt it. Today they are going to tell us this concept. Perhaps they are going to take us through a session of this mindfulness, because life is becoming very fast-paced, very fast-paced. There is information overload in everybody, this WhatsApp university. And attention spans are totally reduced. They say average attention span is just 7 minutes for a person. So I think I'm conscious I shouldn't be speaking for more than 7 minutes. So in conclusion, mindfulness, if I talk of psycho-immunological terms, mindfulness will, besides reducing your stress, tensions, making you work more efficiently, it will reduce your cortisol levels, it will boost your immunity, it will even what they say, the parasympathetic nervous system, it will activate it, it will give you more resilience, and it will give you something called, which I'm sure the professional will talk, neuroplasticity. So with those words, we'll listen to such an eminent person. We'll waiting to listen to him. I just end with the quote from Gita, and that is Yogast Guru Guru Dharmani. That means it sums it up so long back that Yogast होके ही अपना काम करो. Do your actions after being fully immersed with that what you are doing. Thank you very much. Thank you for calling me here and inviting me.
Thank you so much, sir, for your impactful words. It is now my absolute honor and privilege to welcome our esteemed chief guest, Padma Shri D.R. Karthikeyanji. A name that stands for integrity, leadership, and public service of the highest order. He has served as the Director of the Central Bureau of Investigation, Director General of the National Human Rights Commission, and Special Director General of the Central Reserve Police Force. His lifelong commitment to justice, peace, and good governance continues through his leadership as President of the Foundation for Peace, Harmony, and Good Governance, and Aged Care India. So your journey is not just inspiring, but deeply grounding, reminding us of the power of purpose and presence in leadership. I now invite Professor Charu Sharma to kindly honor D.R. Karthikeyanji with a shawl. And the blanket. As a token of our deep respect and gratitude. We invite you, Honorable Sir, to please say a few words.
How many words? Few. Okay. Thank you very much. It's the subject is very dear to me. See what's happening in the world, we are seeing. Thanks to one man, there's so much of stress, tension all over the world now. That shows, something wrong. It's such a decision being taken. Now recently, I write periodical newsletters on various subjects on research. The one at my 48th newsletter is on the subject, mental caregivers are modern angels. Because after seeing, recently visiting some places in Madurai and all that, now treating the mentally ill people is the most challenging task. You can't blame the patients also, where they don't know what they are doing it. I saw the caregivers being beaten by the people for whom they care, abused. And they don't know what they are doing, they keep eating, all sorts of things they don't describe. They don't know where to stop, they keep on eating and they're vomiting. You won't see what's happening there. And also, there's no difference between whether in the drawing room or anywhere, they will do anything. And the people who are giving care, therapists have to be so patient, so dedicated, accepting all that. And the latest service, that's why I said mental caregivers, I said modern angels. I went all over the world and many people wrote to me telling, particularly therapists, thank you very much. People don't realize what type of task we are doing it and all that. I support all such activities, Amar Seva Sangam in near Tenkasi, near Kutral, waterfalls. There are two gentlemen, Ramakrishnan and Shankar Ram. At some point of time, both of them become so incapacitated, nothing works below the neck. People who are in my email address, they know very well. nothing works. But then, Ramakrishna went for for an Air Force recruitment. One of those, tests were going through, he had a fall and lost at the age of 22. I don't know if you're aware of that. But with all faculties intact, how many of us are willing to serve? I'm glad all of you here are committed to that. I compliment Professor Charu for thinking of doing something for the less privileged. So he went to his village and he said, what happened to me, but at least let me serve the poorest, the poor, they got hold of the children and so helping them to studies, and particularly those who are handicapped, born with defects or suffering, handicaps because of accidents and all that. And that was happening in a small way. Then Shankar Raman is a leading chartered accountant in Madras, born with that, debilitating disease. He was so brilliant. He gold medalist in the chartered accountant examination, but ultimately he had to get loose. Below the neck, nothing works for him. He happened to meet Ramakrishna. He said, no, let me also do service. So both these gentlemen together called Amar Seva Sangam. Amar is the name of the Sardar who, Air Force officer who inspired him. So they take care of, it's a long story, we don't have much time. So today what's happening is they are taking care of all the people who are born with defects, physical defects, or people who have suffered accidents. They take care, they take good care of them. They give them the artificial limbs, train them how to live. And I've been associated with them the last few years, supporting them in my own small way. And they are fit enough to life. And not only that, now of late they are taking up mentally retarded children. Deficient children are born with this. Now when they come home, so they cannot do anything except they have to be carried by in a wheelchair, pet of men. They used to come home, I used to call them for lunch. I speak to someone in the government also to help them. They come and sit. You can help them, they speak brilliantly. And they are so cheerful. With all faculties intact, we are not that cheerful all the time. They are so cheerful. Very humorous also. But food is given to them. One of the boys who bring them, we send feed them. They cannot use their hands also, nothing, no part of the body. Then a few years back when they came, there was a young lady also with them. So Shankar Raman said, Yogi, sir, how, let Pushpa explain to you. That lady, for 32 years, they are traditionally, wear saree wearing and all. She said, sir, I saw an interview of Shankar Raman on a Tamil news channel. They show what they are all doing to those handicapped people. With how much care they are bringing them up. Then after their last question of the interview was, after all this happened to you much later, why didn't you marry? One word he said was, they haven't thrown a line. It didn't occur to me. She felt touched by that. She said that, and I know what happened also. She said, I rang up the TV station, asked for the number, I called him and told him, sir, I want to marry you. Shankar Raman said, I'm nothing, except my head and toy. I'm not, I'm just, he said, no, I don't care. You do so much of service to thousands of people. I want to serve you, take care of you. He said, no. He didn't agree, his family didn't agree, her family didn't agree, but ultimately they married. Their traditional wedding in Amar Seva Sangam, she was wearing all these silk sarees and all those things traditionally also. And this man is sitting like this. He cannot even tie the Mangalya, so somebody has to put it on him and tie. And in a function in Madras where I said I admire Ramakrishna and Shankar Raman, but I admire this Pushpa more. Because there is no need for her. And I tell you, she's the soul of the organization today. I've been going there and all that. Take care of all the children. Like, I don't think many mothers will take care of the children born with defects like as she does it. She called all of them her own children, but they probably take care. You close for every one of them, but a couple of them, 100 of them. Take them to Kutralan Falls, take them, give them bath. It's a long story, I will not, because the whole time will go on that. So like that, I've been seeing organizations in Madurai. You know, there's one Dr. Balasubramaniam. Something happened. He's a psychiatrist. Because his father said, why don't you take care of such people? 15 years back, I gone there and seen what I described. I was deeply touched. And now, again, after 15 years, I went there recently. That's why I wrote this article. Took me down and showed me the plan where they have written my date of visit when I planted a tree which has grown 15 years back, big tree. And this time we put another tree now that. After seeing the dedicated service, people who were thrown out of the families, neglected by own relations, on the street, they pick them up and bring them. Treat them, make them normal children. Say, not everybody is, whatever may be the reason, they are not condemned forever. So they brought, and then couple of wife and husband and wife also narrated what they were, and they lead a normal life, working, they have got children. But then they have to go through, so I supported them in a way. That's how I wrote this newsletter. If you care to write down my email ID, write to me, I will share it with you. It goes all over the world. Why I write? Because if I write something about which I am convinced, all I can do is, I can share it. When I wrote about Ramaswamy was a couple of years back, first visit, they didn't ask for money. I'm sorry, I just I gone through surgery recently. So, and some people send 10 lakhs, 5 lakhs. When I write something, I write also the website and the email ID, and then supported them. And they're doing a great job. We can talk about them alone for 2-3 hours. So nobody, it's true. Some statistics say 15% of births have some problem or the other, handicap. Either they birth or occur dead from accident, whatever it is. But then they are not condemned forever. So the people who are like us, who are born with all faculties intact, but who also had a reasonable standard of living. Each one of us, like when I go to management institutions, I say, whether you go to a church or mosque or gurudwara, or it's left to you. But at least each one of you not only get a master's degree, also a job on hand. Take care of, you will take care of one person who is less fortunate than us, either because of poverty or because of deficiency. That is the greatest service you can do it. To the Creator also. The Sai Baba used to say, you can do nothing to me, do something to people who are suffering. So I'm happy you are all committed to, you care for it, otherwise on a Sunday afternoon I should be sitting here, or a professor and many other psychiatrists and all that, because you got that divine quality of compassion. Now we have been promoting, of course, environment, planting of trees and all that. Because in my own place where I was born, I have put 4,000 trees there, 100 feet already some grown. Each one of us can do something. Planting the trees is a great service. Take care of one person, particularly a person who is mentally ill, is the greatest service to the divine nature. You don't have to follow any religion. That's the biggest religion. I compliment all of you. We have been promoting meditation, has come, mindfulness and all that. Because, when we have been promoting this yoga for several years, the first integrated intergenerational day of yoga was observed in Lisbon, Portugal, in 2002, 21st June. I was invited also by the great master Amrut Suryananda. He said, yoga is a gift of India to the whole world. When it belongs to humanity, everybody should do yoga. He said it is International Day of Yoga. Well, some people came from Europe, but it is a couple of years ago. But later on, few years later, we organized it in honor of giving Roshan Giri's Ashram. Dr. P.K. Sangar from Delhi, so many came. We all signed, I took it to UN. Nothing happened. But only when a sincere practitioner of yoga like Narendra Modi ji, Prime Minister, 13 years back when he addressed the UN, he said it belongs to the whole world. Every human being is entitled to have a healthy living. Then the world accepted it, you know that story. Today all countries all over the world, irrespective of religion, they are practicing yoga. White House also they have practiced yoga. 21st June. But we find of late, originally when we said yoga, yoga means pranayama and meditation, dhyanam also. But now we confine ourselves only to hatha yoga, that is physical exercise. It's good. But we see what is happening is mental illness. Mental illness, we call it depression, or whatever name you may call it. That is the biggest cause of. Only we found out all religions have adopted some type of meditation for decades together. But over a period of time, because of materialism and selfishness, we ignored that. Ritualistic religion. No religion, no religious founder said hate each other. All this is a variation, distortions later on by the so-called masters out of selfishness or ignorance. They would, because rituals are different. With other people start hating. One religious man gets what's happening in the world is basically it's all because of fundamental religion. So we found UN also helped us today. Thousands of women, children getting killed, we have seen. In Ukraine, Russia, West Asia, everybody justifies what they are doing. Mass killing. They think they are doing a great service and all that. It's also mental illness. If they are mentally normal, they will not go to extent of hating other killing. They think it's just take them to heaven. So we have been promoting meditation as a basic thing. You meditate, you go, Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, God, man, create man in his own image and all. When we go within, you realize there is a divinity in each human being, whether you're a Christian or a Muslim or Hindu or whatever it is. So we said this is the technology, simplest technology of meditation. We should do it. It is beyond religion. Then we call the people for global movement. We conducted last year also. We call people meditators from various religions. I said, go within. After that, you say Rama, Krishna, Allah, it is left to you. But we all agree on the basic thing of religion, meditation. Anybody can sit in meditation. The breath becomes your guru. Only thing is, accept the value. Then you have ensure health of the body, mind and spirit. You will have only good thoughts because when you go within, you will not have negative thoughts. You know the right thing to do, how to respect each other, respect the environment, compassion, kindness, all that will come. But when individuals do that, there's harmony in the family. I asked some young lady lawyers, they say, no, we are busy with only divorce cases. There are too many cases. Is it because of the arranged marriage? No. People are in love with each other for 2 years, 3 years, but after marriage within 3 months, they want divorce because no give and take. Ego, anger, jealousy, all that because of a lack of a sense of humanity, That is very possible. The nations have failed, the courts have failed, governments have failed, the laws, police, jail. Tell me, are we all happy? More with technology, more facilities, comforts. The whole world is a village. There are spare parts available for all parts of the body. And you say that, no? More and more so stress, tension. The other day, Ravi Shankar ji sent me a message for my global conference last week we had with Vice President of India. He said, apparently, every fourth person has a mental problem. So, to Yagava says that most of the doctors are having depression. If this is the situation, global warming, climate crisis, all happened in the last 100 years. You know, the glaciers are melting so fast. The seawater level is rising. Many island nations are going to be submerged. You can't save them because the damage we have already done, you can't reverse them. At this rate, what will be, even our own time is going to happen. Certainly our children, grandchildren, polluted air, polluted water, all our so-called food is also contaminated. They say most of illnesses are not only because of polluted water and polluted air we are breathing. You know, we are living in Delhi. Even the food is containing chemicals. So we want to do something for our children, grandchildren. We said we have to go back. Everyone should do meditation. That's the technology available to everybody. Because of the resolution with our Vice President of India, the Chief Justice, I have written. We have written to the Prime Minister, President, Secretary General, all over the world. We are going to tell them, please do that. They say, oh, can the children do it? His Holiness Dalai Lama says, if your 5-year-old is not meditation, there will be peace and harmony at least in one generation all over, because a meditator will not harm himself or herself. They know what to eat, how much to eat, when to eat, common exercise and all that. You will not hate people. And also say, when if you're 1% of the people start meditating, that impact goes around the world and all that. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to go beyond that, excepting to say compliments to all of you. What you're doing is the greatest service you are doing humanity. Soul satisfaction is there for you. You are not just being looking after yourself but your family. You are caring for more people. You can say the problem is so big. What is it yours I can do? I will close by quoting Mother Teresa. You know Mother Teresa, all of you, what she was doing in Calcutta. They asked her, Mother, you are a frail old mother, lady. Walk in the streets of Calcutta, how many orphaned children you can pick up? You know, those days, people wanted children, so you pick them up. Although say charity. And neglected leprosy. Now things are better, not totally all right. How many people can do? Problem is so big, what is it you are trying to do? Mother said, I know the problem is so big. I can't do everything. That doesn't mean I should do nothing. Whatever little I can, I should do it. But you know, she inspired many organizations came up. You have now your own country, unfortunately, now we are a great civilization, all right, but still there is much injustice in our society now and then. So, like Sanatan Goenka-ji, he brought Vipassana meditation from Burma. He's a prosperous diamond merchant in Burma. I'm talking about 100 years back. He had an incurable headache. Even those days he went on road and he could not fit somebody. People said, why don't you go to this Vipassana meditation? They say it helps people. But then at that time, you know, strong feelings of Hinduism, Buddhism and all that, you know, we have gone through all this stupidity. How can you're a traditional Hindu family, you can't go. But ultimately he did go because I know him very well. He has mentioned to me, it's part of history. And he went at the time 3 months long meditation. After 2 weeks, his headache disappeared. But he found getting rid of headache is only a part of it. He found there's much more value there. He completed the course. His Buddhist monk teacher, Yuva, told him, Goenka-ji, this came out of India, Bhagavan Buddha's, 2000 years back. Please take it back to India. He gave up all his wealth and came to India. He has told me, and you know it's part of history. He went from door to door, nobody was interested, but he struggled. He created Vipassana centers here and there. Like that, Satish also. I also went to Vipassana at a critical point of my life. 10 days of meditation. You observe only your sensation. Incoming breath, outgoing breath. Then, you are able to, sometimes, you are able to get some emptiness and peace of mind. Then body heals itself. You are able to get rid of negative qualities also. Now simplified forms have come, Anapanasati meditation. Follow any type of meditation. ISKCON, Brahma Kumaris. I am associated with all these organizations. All of them doing a great service, but they touch few lakhs of people, few thousands of people. So, whatever treatment you are doing, I am not undermining that. But one more thing is, people can be made to sit in meditation. The simplest, easiest, low cost. You observe your own breath, your own guru. So, we done it, we are promoting it. So, anyhow, now I got a commitment to go to Rishikesh. But I promised to be here, I will sit for a few more minutes with you and allow me to go peacefully. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Thank you so much, sir, for your words. I also ask you all to please forgive me for my bad throat and cough, if I cough too often, courtesies of Delhi pollution. And as we honor these inspiring individuals, we are reminded that mindfulness is not just a concept. It is something to be lived, to be embodied and practiced through every role we take on in life. Now, to begin this journey of mindfulness, I am delighted to introduce Professor Charu Sharma, who brings together a rare blend of academic excellence, creative expression, and deep inner exploration. A distinguished academic from the University of Delhi in the field of human development and childhood studies. She is the former principal of Bhagini Nivedita College, University of Delhi. She also served as the country director for the Star Scholars Network in India. Her journey reflects both depth and distinction. She has been awarded the prestigious Fulbright Academic and Professional Excellence Award in 2021 at the University of Pennsylvania, USA. She is also the recipient of Shastri Indo-Canadian Award at the University of British Columbia, Canada. She was also awarded the Fulbright Postdoctoral Fellowship at the Graduate School of Education, University of Pennsylvania, USA, and has been a Commonwealth Fellow at the University of Reading, UK. Her contributions have further been recognized by UGC and IIC. She has given over 80 talks and lectures and conducted workshops at universities around the globe, like University of Pennsylvania, New York University, University of Florida, Westchester University, Columbia University, British Columbia, etc. Her groundbreaking work in creative drama and education has been well received at national and international forums. Her work stands out for its unique integration of creative drama, mindfulness, and self-reflection. She is trained in mindfulness-based stress reduction, MBSR, and in compassion integrity from the US. She has a vast range of publications in national as well as international journals. Her book, Drama and Theatre with Children, International Experiences, was published by Routledge UK. Alongside her academic path, her spiritual journey has been deeply rooted and evolving since childhood. She has engaged and drawn wisdom from diverse traditions and teachings, including those of Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, the Isha Foundation, Brahma Kumaris, Kriya Yoga, Heartfulness, Vipassana, and the teachings of Ramana Maharishi. This integration of scholarship, creativity, and spirituality enables her to offer a truly holistic and transformative perspective. Ma'am, we invite you to guide us into this space of awareness and presence.
Thank you so much, Akshita. And I thank everyone, especially our esteemed, distinguished guests who have taken time out today to be here. And their presence itself is so motivational, and I'm sure you would agree with me. A. Marshall Nareshji and Padma Shri Karthikeyan sir. It's an honor, a privilege to be in their company. There's so much of wisdom that we learn from people of their stature. So I'm also privileged that all of us are here today for something which is not only of interest, but I think there's something about this seminar that has brought us all together. And that means that we are all connected. As in the universe, we all are. The pure consciousness is the collection of consciousness in little parts. So thank you for coming here. And it is a space, which might be a little different. You might experience that it's not, it is a seminar, but it might not be a seminar per se. Because what I'm going to do is I'll also challenge you to get out of, the sitting position and just stand up and do a couple of activities with me. What happens typically is once I was doing the inner engineering course with Sadhguru Jagi Vasudev, and we were all, every day we would sit on the same place, the same cushions. And he says that, what glues you to that place? We get attached to even the seats that we sit at, right? And I'm actually going to ask you to move around so you can, be a little uncomfortable. Or maybe that's where comfort is, to be uncomfortable, right? So I come also from the background of drama. I worked as an actor teacher. I learned certain things from the National School of Drama while I was working there, and also with Mr. Barry John. And we kind of ignite that energy in children, right? And that energy and that childhood is something which we have to rekindle, right? What we have done as adults is that we've just, suppressed our childhood, right? And we want to look like adults. We want to behave, like, oh my God, I'm so and so, and I carry so many, like things that I've done in the past and recognitions, etc., etc. But that little child is still inside of us, and that child is craving to still be curious and still be itself and still enjoy life. The other day I was having a conversation with the director of Global Peace Foundation, Markandeji, and we were talking about why are we unhappy? Did our creator send us here to be unhappy? Or were we supposed to be here enjoying our life and, be happy about the fact that we are alive, we are still breathing? What do you think? Is it a sad story that we are alive, or it's a good one? It is, right? So just the fact that we can breathe and we are in, all our faculties, as Sir just says, everything is working, right? There are good and bad days in our lives, all of us go through that, but still, I think it's a privilege. It's a privilege we are here. We are alive, we can still breathe, and we can still be outside nature, and we can connect with nature, with ourselves. So this is the moment where the universe has got us together, and we'll connect to ourselves in the process. So I'm starting an activity. It's called the number game. So I'll assign some tasks with different numbers, and then we'll just move forward with that. So on number 1, we're supposed to just leave the chairs that we are attached to right now. Let's see how many of us can even detach from those chairs. One sec. I'll give you the complete instructions, and then we can move out. So number 2 is you greet anyone that while you're moving around, greet anyone without any words. So it's going to be a non-verbal communication, and please make sure it's going to be a non-verbal communication. And number 3 is you can freeze wherever you are. Freeze as in you become a statue, okay? We used to play statue as children, right? So number 3, we freeze, whatever we're doing, just stop at that very moment. And number 4 is do something funny. just like kids we used to do. Funny, okay? And number 5 is if we can, wherever we are, we can hold hands. If if it isn't so uncomfortable for anyone, I mean, if you are uncomfortable, it's okay. But if it's okay with you guys, if we can just hold hands, feeling that connectedness. Okay, so do we all remember the instructions? 1, what are we supposed to do on 1? Other students?
Just leave the chair.
Yes. Number 2? Yes, not the students. 2? Greeting someone? Good. And number 3?
Do something funny.
Do something? No. 3? Freeze. Freeze. And number 4? Funny. Yes, silly. 5? Holding hands, if that's okay with yours. Okay, so all set? Can we all start? Okay, so come on, get set, go. Number 1. We have to move around, really. I mean, there is space, this is also what we can use. ये बहुत अच्छी जगह है. मैंने तो, the reason why I chose this room was just because this is an amazing space that IAC has. And thanks to Sumit ji. Yeah, we can walk. Walk. And number 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. What was number 5? Holding hands, yes, holding hands. Number 2. Number 2. Number 1, walk again. And this walking also because we've eaten, we had lunch and I saw people who were sitting and yawning and sort of in that sleep mode, so I thought it's time to wake them up. Number 3. 3. See, this is where mindfulness comes. Because we were not listening. We were not present. Our minds were going on in some other direction. We are lost. So, can we revise it one time, please? Number 1 was walk. Number 2 was greet someone. Number 3 was freeze. 4 funny. And 5 holding hands. Okay. So, number 1. Number 3. Number 3. Number 4. Number 4. Number 1. Number 5. 5. Hold hands. Number 3. Number 3. Freeze. Number 5. Number 1. Number 2. Number 5. Number 2. And number 4. 4. And freeze. So freeze, you would freeze in that funny pose, right? Then you don't have to do like this. Number 4 and number 3. Yes. Thank you very much. So, take any chair. No attachments. Please take care of that. And as we sit, let's sit with our back straight. And sit with your back straight and with your feet firmly on the ground. And if you may close your eyes. With no movement, just leave everything away. The thoughts are going to come to you. Let them come and let them go. Your posture, if you sit straight, will be helpful to ground yourself. So take one deep breath. I like the beautiful smile on some of the faces. Take one deep breath through the nose and gently exhale through the mouth. Very softly feel the air with another breath as it moves into your lungs. Hold it for a moment and just let it go. Bring your awareness to the space that the body occupies. Feel the touch of the feet on the floor, the contact of the body on the chair. Just be curious of how the body is responding to the touch of the seat. And in this moment, there is just nothing to do. There's no place to go to. Just be here at this moment. Now, this really is the time which is sacred in this space, where we can connect to ourselves, not by force, but simply by surrender. Now gently move your attention at the top of your head and begin to slowly scan down your body like warm light is pouring over you. And let go of any tension in your forehead. Soften the space between your eyebrows and unclench your jaw. Relax your throat. During the awareness, bring that awareness into your shoulders and let them drop. Just ease it out. And let go of all the burdens that you've been carrying when you came here in conference room 2 for this seminar. Feel the warmth in your chest, in your arms, your hands, and let them relax. And continue down to your torso, into your belly, the awareness in the belly. Breathe into that space. Full, expansive breath. And the awareness is traveling to your hips, to your legs, and to your feet that are firmly placed on the ground. Let your entire body become soft, loose, and open. And ignite this awareness that you are not the body. You are the consciousness that is observing your body. Breathe one more time into this space and surrender to the present moment. Free yourself from the prison of your thoughts and the past and just step into this door of the divine. Trust this intelligence that has got us all together, and at this moment, each one of us is connected to that intelligence that keeps the planets in orbit, that beats your heart, that digests the food in the belly, and that breathes you even when you are sleeping. That same intelligence is guiding your life. And all you have to do is to surrender, let go, and allow the universe to move through you. Let your heart open like a flower. Enjoy this moment. Enjoy this connection. Be grateful as you take another deep breath. Grateful for this connection, for being together. Take a deep breath mindfully and exhale through the mouth. Take one more deep breath with gratitude and gently let go. And whenever you are ready, you may open your eyes afresh with awareness and a beautiful smile that is gifted to you. Thank you. So in a few, I just want a little response. If anyone wants to say a word, just a word anywhere, how does it feel?
Relaxed. Present.
Anyone? Yes?
Relaxed.
Vibrating?
Calmness.
Calmness?
Relaxed.
I'm sorry?
Relaxed.
Grounded? Yes, ma'am.
Relaxed.
Relaxed.
When you said just be in touch with your consciousness, then my consciousness is God. Means everybody gives a different name. So I saw Krishna.
Oh, very beautiful. Thanks for sharing. So the idea is, how can we build the mindfulness muscle and resilience in daily life? That's what I'm going to talk a little about. And just be with me, be with yourself, and let's be together in this space. It's a great opportunity, I think. We're all here together. We'll get more time to share also. Just be aware, have a look at this screen. What does it bring to mind? What emotion does it, what emotion comes in as you look at this picture? Reflection, yes. Shadow.
It reminds me of my subconscious mind. Whatever is conscious in the conscious mind, much more is there in the subconscious mind, just deep down.
Right, yes, yes. And actually whatever is inside is, what we manifest outside as well. What we see outside is purely a manifestation of what is going on inside of us. So I'll tell you a little story of someone I met sometime back. Hello. Is this working? So this person, a very senior professional, having everything in life, so-called everything, a very successful person, and yet the person was not happy. There was something amiss. So I don't know why it's not showing well. So, after achieving so much that we all must have in our lives, And if still we are not feeling happy, if we can't, come to a state of bliss and joy, so where are we? So that particular gentleman also, he was like, what do we do, How is happiness going to come? So all the achievements, if you've achieved a lot, but still, if that makes you feel empty, I think then there is time to self-reflect and introspect. Where are we and where are we headed, right? I think, Sumit, is there someone we want some light to be turned off? The reflection is not getting over. कोई भी नहीं है यहाँ पर? Plus, Ishita, can you just go and check? Dim the lights. हिमांशु जी, वहाँ पीछे से कोई लाइट स्विच टर्न ऑफ कर देंगे क्या? Better? Okay. Yeah, it's nice. It's actually so soothing now. Just a little change. Thank you, Sumit. हो गया. Thank you. So, why is it so? Why is that happening? Where are we looking for happiness? Where are we looking for happiness? Anyone? Outside? In what? A good house, a big house, a bigger car. What else? Making more money, materialistic things. We go for holidays and we enjoy going over there, and we come back to the same thing, the same life, the same routine. So I think this constant, the mind, the monkey mind, as all the philosophers have also talked about, and the spiritual masters say that the mind is like a monkey mind. It's always constantly wanting something to ponder on, and it controls us. Right? We've given the charge to our mind to control our lives. Yes or no? Yes? Anyone yes? No? Anyone who's in charge of their lives? They've controlled and they've, control the mind. Who are these people? I want to talk to them and I want to learn how did you do this? And we are all trying. We are all definitely trying to go in that direction. So the constant thinking, and all the time we want to do something. Earlier we used to say a child is born with a silver spoon, and now I say a child is born with a mobile phone, right? So that's the silver or the gold or the platinum spoon for the child, the mobile phone. And the fault doesn't lie with the child, it lies with the parents. It lies in the parenting that we are doing, and how that is affecting the mental health of children today. And especially, in my experience, I would say in India, we do that more than I have seen anywhere else in the world. They are still selective in some parts of the world. But why we are so rooted in our spirituality, we see people coming from different parts of the world to India just because it's the land of spirituality. हमारे देश से, हमारे भारत देश से ज़्यादा आध्यात्मिक देश इस ज़मीन पर मुझे नहीं लगता कि कोई है. और अगर वो है तो हम लोग कहाँ खो गए हैं, हम लोग कहाँ किसको इमिटेट करने में बिजी हो गए हैं कि हम अपने आप को हम भूल गए. The world is going in this direction. We are following the West, and the West is coming here for freedom, for enlightenment. So I think it's time that we reflect. You people are so kind, you're here. There's something which has drawn you here. I think you are the torch bearers. You are, going to take this forward, and you will definitely, and you are, I'm sure, you are doing that in your own ways, I believe. So why are we not present? The mind is taking us everywhere, and the gadgets and technology, there's a good and not so good part of that. So how can we start living in the present? I think that's where the key lies. That life is being lived. How many of us, we love nature? I'm sure lots of people do. How many of us look at the sky every night? Wonderful. Wonderful. And you should be proud, just long hands. So good, so good. And the moon, the stars, the mountains and the rivers. It's so amazing. This is, अगर कहीं जन्नत है तो वो इस जमीन पर है. तो हम अपनी जन्नत जो अपने पैसों में और अपने नौकरी में और अपनी और चीजों में ढूंढ रहे हैं वो जन्नत नहीं है, राइट सर? और हमारे साथ इतने सीनियर, they are stalwarts. तो मैं तो आपके सामने बोलना ही मुझे बहुत कष्ट दे रहा है, but since we have organized this, so if we ask for their wisdom, they have lots and lots of experience. So जन्नत यही है और हमने उस जन्नत के दरवाजे बंद कर दिए हैं, right? किए कि नहीं किए? हम ही नहीं किए ना, and that happens right from childhood. I come from a background of child development, therefore I talk more of the language of children. So we have closed it and we have conditioned the child right from the child is born until how they grow up, the kind of education we give. I did my researches in government schools of India in Delhi, and the children they were just forced to learn in a very suppressed way. That you just have to look at the blackboard and all you have to do is to make notes and then you regurgitate that during your exams, and the more you score the better you are. That means the more rote memory skills you have, the better scores you get. And that is the level of achievement that we have. That's the way education system is working. But are they experiencing life? Are we experiencing life? Aren't these systems, to be crushed, and an education which was based on Gurukul system, which was skill-based, which even the National Education Policy has talked about, skill-based learning. I think those things were so beautiful, which we have missed out, and the British colonial systems have brought us to a setup where the classrooms are the most suppressed, the suppressed spaces in the education system. And I'm talking about the majority. I'm not talking about, the elite schools or the progressive schools. This is what the majority of schools are doing to our children. So if we are not able to experience, we do not lose life because of lack of time, but we lose it because of lack of attention. Who has taught us, attention or concentration? That you have to focus on attention, and attention is a step which leads towards awareness, to living a life which is filled with awareness. We did not get any such schooling, and the schools, the children that I see around, they do not have those notions of awareness and attention. So how can we really work on this? There is attention to a particular thing, and then the mind again jumps in, and there is distraction. For example, if, scrolling on the phone is so common, we all do it. I do it so many times, and there is a time when I'm like, oh my God, what is this? What am I doing? I'm wasting my time. Where am I caught up? This catches us into a loop. So, and it's common for all of us, right? There's no good and bad about it. I mean, this is a reality. We're living in this world and that happens. So when that attention gets distracted into various things, then with awareness is such a powerful tool. We can get back to the same space. We can get back to attention again, to awareness again. But it's about catching ourselves. And why that catching ourselves is difficult is because our mind has been conditioned so well, the programming for over the years. In early childhood years, that is the time when most of the things, the learnings happen and the conditioning happen. So as children, whatever we were fed by our parents, by our teachers, by our caregivers, by our peers, in the surroundings we lived in, the sanskar as we call in our भारतीय परंपरा में संस्कार की हम बात करते हैं, संस्कार एक इतनी अहम चीज है, इतनी वैलिड चीज है कि वो संस्कार कहाँ से आते हैं? They are actually trickling down from our parents and their parents and their parents, and same with the teachers, their teachers, their teachers. So वो तो वैसे ही यहाँ पर एक बच्चे के पास आ रहे हैं, तो हम उसको कैसे शिफ्ट कर सकते हैं? How can we talk about systems which can be created where skills can be taught, awareness can be taught, meditation at an early age can be taught. So I was, the last when I went for Fulbright at University of Pennsylvania. I had gone there with a proposed research on drama and meditation. So they told me, they said, listen, meditation is not the right word. We do not encourage that in US. You'll have to change that. So I got myself trained in MBSR, mindfulness-based stress reduction, and I had to, cater to their needs, and I just altered the program based on the reality that they are living in. So it's all the same. सभी रास्ते एक ही दिशा में जा रहे हैं. So you pick up or you name, the nomenclature can be different, but it's all about the same thing, that we want our attention, our awareness to be awakened. So what is mindfulness? It's not about controlling the mind. We cannot do that. It is about returning to it with awareness, catching it. Control, we cannot. I mean, changing another person, half of my life so far, I used to think, I should do this, I should start this foundation, this NGO, इतनी problems हैं यहाँ पर, हमारे यहाँ पर, तो ये भी बदलना है, इसको भी ठीक करना है, and then, it took me time to come to a realization कि नहीं, मुझे खुद को बदलना है. अगर मैंने खुद को बदल लिया, अपना नजरिया बदल लिया, तो वहीं से बदलाव शुरू होगा. And some of us, we are really scared of making those changes. So, this is part of the academic jargon. A little bit of that I will, of course, expose you to. So, Williams, Tisdale, Siegel, and Kabat-Zinn. Kabat-Zinn is the person who actually came up with the mindfulness-based stress reduction. So, they give a very beautiful definition of mindfulness. It's the awareness that emerges through paying attention on purpose in the present moment and non-judgmentally to things as they are. Non-judgmentally. If somebody's sitting over here and people are trickling in, the moment we see someone, there is already a judgment that the mind is making, right? So how can we sort of go beyond that? Don't look at things as good, bad, this, that. Don't label and judge them. Just let them be as they are, right? So nature is nature. Good, bad, it doesn't work like that. It is what it is, right? And we accept it. The clouds, one day they might be very beautiful, it might appeal to you, and maybe the other person might say, oh, today the clouds are not so good. So it's so subjective. But it is pure nature, and the moment we accept, the moment we are there with it, and we just enjoy whatever it is, then there is a shift which happens within us. So what? I changed the slide? Oh no, where is this going? This is going backwards. This is going backwards. I'm sorry, take a few deep breaths as we sort this out. Back straight, feet firmly on the ground. One beautiful breath inside. Grounding yourself again. It doesn't matter whatever is going on in the world. How does it matter? Just relax. Okay. So Viktor Frankl says that between the stimulus and the response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. And in our response lies our growth and freedom. Now, sir says something offensive to me, for example. I might have a very strong conditioning, to say something even worse, right? Because I'm trained, my mind has been trained like that. Now, the beauty of mindfulness is that if he says something nasty to me, I take a moment, and that moment is very critical. That moment will decide, are you reacting or are you responding? And if I'm responding, I can just smile at him and everything is over, right? So that space is what he talks about very beautifully in this statement. And this is, take a pause and just reflect on what we have just talked about mindfulness. Just notice your breath and be in the moment. I know thoughts of, doing next whatever you have to do would be there. People might be thinking, oh, when is she going to stop? What nonsense is she talking about? That's okay. Just smile at that and be back. Nothing outside has changed, but something inside becomes quieter. It's still the same people, the same room, the same me talking. This is something which I really particularly like and I wanted to share with all of you. How is it that if we decide that every couple of hours we just make sure we put up an alarm on the phone every 3 hours, just stop from whatever you're doing. We did this freeze, right? I don't know how many of you were able to really freeze. So the moment we can freeze our body, we also have the capacity to freeze everything which is happening and be in the moment. And at that moment, just take a deep breath and observe what you're doing and what the mind is thinking about. And then proceed. So that stop sign is really the key, which can help towards living in awareness. And of course, these are some of the tools that we focus on the breath and become aware of the senses. Senses is such a powerful faculty, all the senses that we have. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, this body in itself is so amazing, such a miracle, such a miracle. I get so much in awe, the little things, how the universe, the creator, God, Ishwar, प्रभु ने जो हमें बनाया है, एक एक चीज, ये eyelids का क्या reason है, the how the designing has been done. ये सारे ears, earlobes, what? The body inside, he's a doctor, he knows the inside story of the bodies, but externally, it is such a spectacle. So, awareness of whatever we are endowed with, it's not an entitlement. I mean, one fine day we have to give this body care and just leave, right? So, might as well be grateful towards it and connecting with nature and mindful listening. Now, I often tell my students in the class, whenever you're listening, in fact, I say that when you enter the classroom, when you take that one step inside the classroom, that is the moment when you decide to be 100% present in the classroom. And if you have anything else which is more important than the class and the lecture, you are most welcome to go outside. And don't worry about the attendance. If you're there just for the attendance, doesn't matter. But that moment is so critical when you enter, because then you have to be there 100%. And for that matter, for anything and everything, just listening mindfully, even if you don't like something, just being there. We all have a habit, as human beings, more so with professors like us in our profession, we like to talk. And I've made observations that everyone wants to talk. There's so much inside of us which has been bottled up for so many years. Nobody gave us a good hearing. When as children, who were we talking to? When I was 10 years old, my school bus used to take 1 hour from school to home. My mom is sitting here in the room. She knows now, but as a child, I was not able to talk all of this to her. So I would literally sit there for 1 hour and I would talk to God. And I used to say, God, why have you brought me here? What am I doing here? I'm in school now. I'll go to college. I'll get a job. I'll get married. I'll have children. I'll grow old and I will die. And this is, literally exactly the same thing. I have never been able to forget that. My childhood stories is something beyond that also, which maybe another time, but this is something which I could feel a void inside me, inside the center of my chest. And I could see a spiral that, it's like a spiral going on. I'm not here for this. I knew this, and I'm not here for this. So, the moment we start listening to our inner selves and we are connected, something from inside of us is going to talk to us. So, and mindful speaking, how much we are speaking and what impact does it have? Or are we just, going off the tangent and just talking? And practicing acceptance. So these are, some of the tools which I wanted to share here. So one more deep breath as we welcome Jawahar sir, Dr. Markandeya Rai sir, thank you so much for coming, and Khanna ji, very, very esteemed guests we have, and it's such a blessing. It is an honor, a blessing to always be in the company of such wonderful people. And I have learned from all of them so much. Thank you so much for coming and taking time out for all of you. I really am so grateful. So, one more deep breath. And just let go as you breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Just be aware that in this particular moment, there's nothing lacking. We are all whole, we are all complete, and we are all happy in this form that God has given us, in this space that God has given us, in this moment that God has given us. It's all about, I say God, some people say universe, you can name it, but it's the same thing, consciousness, which is inside and outside, it's everywhere. And that has brought us all together. And with a feeling of being whole and complete, we touch upon a little about resilience. How many of you remember your childhood when you used to, after crawling, when we started walking and we would fall down and then get up and fall down and get up, and you see children also doing the same. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes? No, so the people are not agreeing. 2 children walk like that. Is it the milestone? Is it a norm that after crawling they start to walk, holding hands, and then by themselves, and they would fall off and they would get up and fall off and get up? Yes or no?
Yes.
Right? Okay, good, thank you. Thank you for agreeing on that. So that's a universal phenomena, by the way. And that is what resilience is. It's just the base of what it is, right? So this is exactly what children are equipped with, and we are learning. We are talking as adults about resilience. Come on. Do we even have to talk about it? It's just that we have forgotten it. We've forgotten the tools that we have inside of us. The system is like foolproof. How could, universe send us, the creators send us just like that? Now, what does American Psychological Association say about resilience? That it's a process of adapting well in the face of adversity, trauma, tragedy, threats, or significant sources of stress. It means bouncing back from difficult experiences. And how can we do that? How can we equip ourselves with that? By taking a pause whenever that happens. If it's a challenging situation, just take a pause, observe the situation, and then respond and not react. And some of the tools which we can use are practicing awareness of the thoughts, to build up resilience, to be with yourself, relax, and trust the process of life. As we were doing in the earlier meditation, just surrender and let it be. And the last bit, which I really find very important, is impermanence. Nothing in the world is permanent, not even the problems, not even this body. So the moment we live with that mindset, then it's easy, right? And I know it's easier said than done, but we are here to explore things together. So, and it's not, resilience is not about hardness. It's really about your inner steadiness. How you can steady yourself with those tools, with living in that moment, right? And you can actually leave a legacy of being present. What is enlightenment is, a person who has been living in awareness each moment of their lives, right? So that is what it is. Now, this seminar, we titled it as the gift of presence. So do we really think that the gift of presence is already yours? Or will you receive it yourself? Or we need to push it up a little? It's a gift that we all have, right? And now I'll end with a beautiful meditation. It's called the Loving Kindness Meditation, which I would again invite you all to please, for the next minute, please close your eyes with your back straight, feet firmly on the ground. Feet firmly on the ground, your chest wide, and your hands placed on your lap. And this is the meditation that we are doing for people who are sitting here in this room, and also for people who are living on this planet. Not just the ones we know, more for the people who we do not know, but they do exist. With your heart full of love and kindness, may we just spread this. May you be peaceful and happy. May you be safe and protected. May you be as healthy and strong as you can be. May you live with ease and kindness. Just send all the good, loving vibrations outside to this world. They all need it so badly. And gradually come back to yourself with the gentleness and warmth. May I be peaceful and happy. May I be safe and protected. May I be as healthy and strong as I can be. May I live with ease and kindness. And very softly and gently, whenever you're ready, please, you can open your eyes. with a beautiful smile. And I take this moment to express my deepest gratitude to each one of you. Even if one of you was missing from this room today, it won't have been the same experience. I really appreciate your time and the effort that you've made to come here. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for making that making us experience this mindfulness exercise in its truest form. I am honored to have with us our distinguished guest, Mr. Juan Manuel Velasco Leon, Councillor of Agriculture, Fisheries and Food, Embassy of Spain, Dr. Markandeya Rai, Chairman and Managing Trustee, GPF India, Dr. Ayad Saad Ahmed, Cultural and Financial Attach, Embassy of Egypt, Dr. A.M. Newman, Educationist, Medical Educator, Research Leader and Philanthropist, Mr. P.N. Khanna, Chairman, Model India Group. We extend a very warm welcome to each one of you and are truly grateful for your presence. I also would like to acknowledge Ms. Nona Walia, a distinguished journalist, author and wellness advocate. With over 2 decades at the Times of India as a senior assistant editor, she has influenced public discourse in meaningful ways. Ma'am, your work beautifully bridges storytelling and science. Thank you so much for your presence. As we continue this journey, it is my pleasure to introduce our next speaker, Dr. Saroj Dubey.
Sorry, on good.
This moment, we are not going to get back because the moment we step out, everybody is going to talk so much. क्योंकि इतनी देर से हम लोग सिर्फ बैठे हैं ना. So maybe take advantage of this. When I did Vipassana, I was very skeptical. 10 days, no talking, no phone, nothing. 10 days, that was a big deal. And I could only challenge myself because my mom was doing it for the second time, in that same place. And I said, okay, at least I'll get to see her. That will be such a comfort. And, believe me, after 10 days, I did not even want to look at my phone. And at that time I was in the US and, we used to get like tons and tons of emails every day. I just didn't feel like going back to technology. And, the moment you get into that world again, you're just caught out. So this is the moment. It's a gift, actually.
As we continue this journey, it is my pleasure to introduce our next speaker, Dr. Saroj Dubey. He is a senior consultant gastroenterologist with over 25 years of experience who brings together the world of medicine, mindfulness, and human insight. Beyond his clinical work, he is an author, a TEDx speaker, and a strong advocate for mindful living. His book, RX for Resilience, reflects his journey of navigating life with awareness, strength, and balance. Through his work, Dr. Dubey encourages us to pause, step out of the constant rush, and reconnect with the present moment, reminding us that true well-being lies not just in doing, but in being. Sir, we truly are honored to have you with us. I now invite Dr. Saroj Dubey to share his thoughts with us.
Thank you so much, Akshita. Thank you so much, Akshita, for your wonderful words.
And thank you so much, each one of you, for being present today and making this event such a wonderful adventure. And I'm deeply grateful to chief guests who had come, Air Marshal. Thank you so much, and Padmashri Karthikeyan sir, and he has left. And also a warm welcome and a warm word of gratitude to my fellow speakers, Professor Charu and Hindutva. So, like Charu had asked you all, she made you all stand up a bit, stand up and move about. I'll, in the next 15-20 minutes, I'll ask you to dance a bit. But while sitting, you don't have to worry, you won't have to move about. This is something which I'm very passionate about, the dance of doing and being. As Akshita mentioned, and some of you may be knowing, by profession, I'm a gastroenterologist. I'm based in Kailash Hospital, and it's quite a busy profession. But over the last, I would say now it's been 10-15 years, since that time, meditation and mindfulness came into my life. It really changed a lot of things. Very often, a lot of my patients and my friends, when they hear that, about meditation and this thing, they say, okay, ye to baad mein karenge na, retirement ke baad, and when we finish everything, yeah, sab kuch ho gaya to. And I, keep on trying to convince them that we have to, learn that dance of being and doing, like right in the moment, when you're busy, when you are, that's the time it's really fruitful. If you have to just sit back and go to the Himalayas or ashrams and do it, it's okay. That's for a different set of people that can do it. But we are all, busy in our own lives. We are working, we are homemakers, we are teachers. And we need to just bring that, balance of doing and being. So, I think all of us will agree, each one of us, whatever profession you are, that we are, what we are experiencing is something called a paid reality. This was given by, this is the psychologist, Howard Erasmus, I think, where pressure is always on us. Pressure to perform, pressure to achieve, pressure to meditate, pressure to be more spiritual, pressure to be calmer, any kind of pressure. And we are always supposed to be on. There's no demarcation between our professional or, personal life. Always on. Information overload. As a doctor, I can see patients are coming already with their diagnosis and treatment and everything. They just want a, kind of think, I don't have a prescription, I'm not a doctor, so you just write it. So that is what everything, and with the advent of AI, it's going to be, much worse. And distraction, which Java's already told about. There's so much of distraction. And because of this, again, as Professor Charu mentioned, that despite achieving a lot, and either materially or professionally, something seems to be lacking. Now, there's something lacking in each one of us, and that's why many of us are here also. And probably that is because we don't have enough being in our lives. It's full of doing. And let us see what being is about. Doing, we know, is more analytical. It is that striving, straining, achieving. And being is more expansive. It's more effortless. It is characterized by curiosity, acceptance, the beginner's mind. And there's a willingness to embrace uncertainty and to explore the unknown. Being is about presence, awareness, and intuition, where you feel grounded and connected to this moment. While doing, of course, is about action, hustle, chasing. But when doing is disconnected from being, then it causes problems of exhaustion and burnout. So we need to shift from force to flow, and that is what this, being and doing is all about. There's a wonderful Latin term called hurry slowly. It sounds so paradoxical that you have to hurry, but how can you hurry when you're taking a pause? But that is what it is. It is about being more efficient, by taking those small deliberate pauses, even in the midst of your activity, where you can reset your nervous system and feel grounded again. we have both the systems in our bodies, the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. But what is happening is most of the time it is our sympathetic system which is on the go, and we don't allow that parasympathetic nervous system to function. So there are a few simple strategies. As I said, I'm very passionate about this, and a few years ago I gave a TEDx talk also. You're welcome to go through it, The Art of Doing and Being. I'll share some strategies which I have personally found useful, and some other people too. Maybe you can try it and share your feedback later. The gift of presence, which is all what this afternoon is all about. This is the hallmark of being and doing, and it is part of all the strategies which I'm going to share. And as Professor Charu so eloquently mentioned, that it's about the ability to be in this moment as it is, with acceptance and in a non-judgmental way. And as Eckhart Tolle, who actually I would say he is Power of Now, so many have read the book, and it in fact changed my whole life. And what he says is so relevant, that we use this moment as a stepping stone to the other moment. We just use it as an obstacle. This moment ko nipta dena hai, because the other moment is so important. But what is the other moment? But it is this moment itself. But we never realize that, And because of that, we are always living in that autopilot mode. Presence or mindfulness is about being more aware of your day-to-day normal, actions. Because we are not present, and because of this, lack of mindfulness, what we are experiencing is mind wandering. And there was a very eloquent Harvard study which showed that up to 46% of people, they had mind wandering, or their attention was not focused. I would say that's a very low number, because actually if you come to look at it, it will be much more. And because of mind wandering, there's decreased efficiency, decreased wellness, decreased productivity, and increased stress and unhappiness. Now, presence, of course, there's a formal practice. We'll do Charu also shared a practice, and I'll also share a small practice. But what makes it more relevant is when we use it in our day-to-day lives. The use of senses is so powerful. Senses are always with us. Whether you are looking, seeing, touch, taste, anything, just this glass of water. And if we simply, just feel that the touch of the glass against the hand, it's like the touch sense is activated, and then we are taking a sit in awareness. If we do that also, that these simple actions can bring us just looking at, something without necessarily labeling it. What happens is, the problem is very often, for example, you look at a beautiful scenery or a picture, for one moment your attention is arrested, and then you say, oh yeah, but this was better, or who has painted this, or, I have lost that ability just to looking without it. So these are the things where we can become more present in, with whatever activities. And mindfulness on the go. They are very useful 4 T's of mindfulness, which we can do it right from the time we are waking up to the time we sleep, which is, tea, transition, telephone, and problem. So we always are taking a tea or coffee break. We have those mandatory breaks, and that is the time where we can again pause, reconnect with ourselves, sip that tea or coffee in as mindfully as we can. That is anyway we are taking that break, but mostly it is in that autopilot mode. We can bring ourselves into awareness. Transition, we are always in transition from one activity to another. Like, for example, as a doctor, I'm going from the endoscopy room to the OPD and then to the rounds, or each of you from your office, you're going to the other room. So that is the time where you're just again, coming back to the moment, walking mindfully. So transition of any kind. For example, if you're going home, just when you're opening the car door, or you're going in the metro or whatever, you can just, come, pause, and become present again. Telephone, we are always on the phones. And it's not possible all the time to be mindful, but you can use sometimes the cue of a notification can bring you into the present moment. And toilet, the washrooms we are using it, the contact of water against our hands, the feel of soap, water, and our hands, that is such a wonderful moment to come into presence again. So these are very simple steps which we can all do in whatever position we are. Nixon, this is a very beautiful Dutch term which is called just the art of doing nothing. Because doing is all about doing, and each of us Sundays also we have got a big list of, the plumbers and things like that, so many things. So we have just lost the art of not doing anything. Nixon is just about, just racing about, strolling or taking a leisurely walk. And we all know about FOMO, the fear of missing out. But what is more important is JOMO, that joy of missing out and just hanging around without any agenda, And you can create a Nixon space in your house. This is my simple room. I just sit in a corner, and everyone knows that, okay, after my hospital, if they want to find me, they find me over there, maybe just sitting in a bedness or sometimes meditating, whatever. So we can create those, Nixon moments and Nixon space in our house. Then, again, Professor Charu mentioned about space. Now, if we look around this room, what we are seeing is, people, furniture, their glasses, tables and chairs. But what is the essence of this room? What makes this room what it is? It is space. And that is something which we never really, are familiar with. We look at everything, the objects, but never that space. And why is space so important? Because we are always on that endless treadmill, running about, just doing one activity to another, and we don't have space to step back and pause and become more compassionate. Janice Marturano, who's a very famous life coach of CEOs, she had once done a very nice study, and she asked all the CEOs, if you were given anything, say more power, more money, more position, or whatever, what is it that you would want more than anything else? And most of them said that they wanted a little more space. Just space to, process things a bit more, empathetically, compassionately, because all the time we are overwhelmed, with one activity and another. And as Charu also mentioned, this is such a, I would say, if we just follow this one thing, I think that is enough. Between stimulus and response, there is that space. And in that space is our power to choose a response. In that response lies our growth and freedom. And this was quoted by none other than Viktor Frankl. He was, in prison for so many years. And later on he wrote such a wonderful book. So I think we can all use that space. And I think someone had mentioned that it's like the magic water second. And really, it's just a fraction of a second. But even if you get that extra, pause or extra space, that can make all the difference. Now, a lot of you are cricket fans, and when we watch Vaibhav Suryavanshi or, Kohli or Tendulkar, what we admire about the cricketers is, the best batsmen have that extra space where you see the ball a little in advance and then you, hit the ball. So that space, we all have that. And one of the best ways about creating a little more space within us is to take these small pauses. Small pauses, just maybe in between work, you can just take, as the last lecture mentioned, stop. That is just one pause. Stop, take one breath, just one breath, not even two. Observe whatever is happening. There's some restlessness, agitation, and then proceed. So that is one small pause, which seems like, what can that half a minute do? But it can do it. And again, I will, because, some practical examples are helpful. So this is me in between my OPD when sometimes there are a lot of patients, I take those 1 or 2 minutes pauses. This is just before an endoscopy. So these are things which we all can do in whatever position we are. And one of the most beautiful strategies is savoring. Savoring is something we all do. Very often we are not aware of it. It's just lingering on to a positive and a pleasurable moment to prolong it. And very often we encounter such good moments. Someone has given us a good compliment, or we have a tasty snack. But most of the time, again, it's in that we are always busy, and it's in that autopilot mode. But if we spend a few extra seconds just savoring it, then even something like a cup of tea can be such a wonderful occasion. And not only is it just nice, but there have been a lot of studies which have shown that savoring increases our well-being, productivity, and even longevity. And Rick Hansen has given this wonderful statement that a mind is doomed, it has a negativity bias, and it is like Velcro for bad experience and Teflon for pleasant ones, meaning that if there's something negative happening, we latch on to it, but the pleasant experiences, we just allow it to wash off. And by savoring, we are just, absorbing those pleasant experiences and creating positive neuroplasticity. So these are all very simple methods. And fifth is awe. We know what awe is, but when we think of awe, we are thinking of the, Taj Mahal or Niagara, something very, because awe is a sense of aliveness and timelessness and expansiveness. But we have these ordinary moments of awe. When we are present, then we start noticing things, and we can notice all around us. This room is so beautiful. I see the whole center is so beautiful. Many of us may have just automatically in that auto mode just come here. But when we are, just present, taking a little pause, this becomes an awe moment. So we can create those, simple awe moments every day. Making a small practice of 3 awe moments a day. And there's something else which Dashiell Kaditner talks about, the moral beauty of awe. And these are simple acts of courage which we see every day. Like in the hospital, I often see, how the relatives and the attendants are, just taking care of their ill relatives. It's so, such a courageous act. And all over the place, we can see these small moments of courage, and that actually brings us into awe. So we don't have to always make those, grand trips for awe. It's all around us. And the last strategy is flow. And again, this is something which I love a lot, and we all experience it. It's something like where you are doing an activity and so absorbed and enthralled with it that you lose all sense of time and self. It can be music, dance, sports, or reading. And this term was given by the psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi many years ago. There's a book about flow, which many of you may have read it. And it's the driving force behind the peak experiences. And if so many of us can recall Yuvraj Singh 666, we equate flow as being in the zone with sportsmen and musicians. But the best part is that we all experience it. We can all experience flow, and we can be in that zone. One of the prerequisites is getting out of the way, because we ourselves come in the way of flow. When things are going very well, it's something within us says, oh no, it can't be so good. So we can just experience those moments of flow. Even something like group dance, or this is something called group flow. So we are experiencing it all the time. And actually, all these strategies are, it's not just to give a talk and all, it's for our everyday experience in whichever field. I was invited to give a small talk on, this, a lot of CEOs and CFOs were there talking about the great integration. When they were talking about technology, talent, and transformation. So I was the only non-technical person. And what I said is that this integration of technology and talent can only happen if there is presence. If we are more present, we are more mindful and empathetic. And most of them agree to that. So Barnett Bain, in the book of Being and Doing, he says that our whole life is a creative act. It's not just that creativity is something isolated, and we need to fall in love with the cha-cha-cha, the dance of doing and being. So where there's action, pause, presence, and again action. And this integration of will and effort with intuition, and actually there's a very beautiful poem, but the video couldn't come. It's about, I hope you make it, by a poet, Maxim Mexner. Actually, this is I would say, the whole epitome of presence or mindfulness, in which she says that, she just has this simple kind of a prayer for people who she meets, strangers in the street. I hope you make it. I hope you catch the bus. I hope you have a nice morning, a nice cup of tea. So that is what we need to do. When we are more present and more mindful, we are more empathetic, we notice more. And at the end, I'll leave you with this slide by Donna Stone, that the most visible creators are those artists whose medium is life itself. The ones who express the inexpressible without brush, hammer, clay, or guitar. They neither paint nor sculpt. Their medium is simply be. Whatever their presence touches has increased life. They see but don't have to draw, because they are the artists of being alive. And all of us are such artists. Life is a creative act, and we just need to be a little more present, a bit mindful. And thank you so much. I'll just end with a small, maybe 5-minute meditation, where we can just simply close our eyes. It's about just being. The whole theme was about doing and being. So maybe we can take just a few seconds and,
We have the last slide of being versus doing.
Oh,
Third
yes,
last.
Yes, sure.
Third last. Yeah, this is one. Thank you.
Thank you. That is flow. About savoring or the first slide about the paid reality. I'm sorry. Or this is Barnett Bain, right? And Eckhart Tolle. So just let's take a few seconds to just relax wherever we are, and just close our eyes and just allow everything to be as it is. Most of the time we are trying to manipulate things. ऐसा होना चाहिए. But just let us allow ourselves to give the luxury of allowing everything to be as it is. Just close your eyes and feel your feet against the ground, your clothes against a chair. Simply noticing the breath coming. We think we do a lot of things, but something as simple and essential as a breath, it's just coming. We are not doing, we can't do anything. So just notice that your breathing, your breath is coming in and out without any effort from your side. We think things can only be done by effort, but we just need to just allow ourselves the luxury of not doing anything, just sitting. Maybe you can observe your breath coming in and out through your nose or the chest, and letting whatever thoughts or sensations or emotions are there, just allowing it to be as it is, without trying to stop it, without trying to suppress or manipulate. Just being present and open. If thoughts come too much, we can just come back to our breath again and just breathe normally. There is no need to take any deep or shallow breath. Simply sitting, not resisting what is happening. Either our thoughts may be crowded or but be on the sky. Just be like the sky where things can come, hang around, and go. The sky remains the same. So we can just stay, just being present and aware, letting whatever sensations are there to be as it is, without any agenda. Just being. That is the essence of being. And when we just rest in this beingness, we realize that it's actually a very precious gift which we don't often give to ourselves. Simply being aware of whatever is happening. There may be some sounds. You can notice the sound of my voice, the door opening, closing. We don't need to judge any of it. We don't need to modify anything. Just allowing thoughts to come and hang around. And if we don't resist it or if we don't fight it, you'll see that they just come, hang around and they go on. We are here, you are here. Thoughts are coming and going. Actually, we are not our thoughts, there is that distance. But we can notice that only when we are, just sitting, just being aware and present. Simply being present to like whatever it is happening, whatever is unfolding, we can allow it and we can just stay here. Any sounds, any sensations, just let them come and not trying to think whether I'm doing it right or the next thought comes that next I have to do this activity. Just for this moment be like this without needing to change anything, without needing to modify anything, without resisting anything, accepting this moment as it is. We can ask ourselves from time to time, can I allow this moment to be as it is? And just stay. So this is something we can do it time and again in our daily lives. Whenever we feel overwhelmed or we feel that there's a lot to do, we can just take those small 1 or 2 minutes pause and just see whether can I allow it just to be like it as it is, and can I just be allowing things to be as they are, and just sinking into this presence and beingness, which is vast and expansive and as spacious as the sky. And so we don't have to feel that we are confined in our thoughts and emotions. We can come, hang around, and whenever you feel comfortable, you can just rub your hands together and over your face and just come back. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. That was very practically translated, and I'm sure everybody could relate with the examples. To proceed, I would like to introduce our next speaker, Ms. Ritu Bharat, a passionate mental health advocate, founder and chief change maker at Connected Minds, creating meaningful impact in the mental health space by making psychological support more accessible, experiential, and community-driven. Through work across schools, organizations, and professional networks, it is not only addressing mental health concerns, but also actively building awareness, resilience, and emotional well-being. By integrating therapy, training, and creative experiential practices, Connected Minds is fostering spaces where individuals can explore themselves, feel supported, and grow holistically. With a strong background in storytelling and media, and over 18 years of experience across leading platforms, she is consistently used the power of stories to bring forward voices that often go unheard. She also has been associated with impactful initiatives like Satyamev Jayate, contributing to conversations around deeply sensitive social issues, making her work not just meaningful but transformative. Through her journey, she continues to build emotionally aware, compassionate communities, reminding us that healing begins with connection. Ma'am, we are truly delighted to have you with us today. I now invite Mr. Bharat to share her thoughts and guide us further.
Thank you so much, Akshita, and नमस्कार. अभी अक्षिता ने जितना कुछ बताया ना, आई रिक्वेस्ट आप सब भूल जाइए, क्योंकि ये रखे रहते हैं ना, मुझे इनसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम। ठीक है, यहाँ का एक प्रोटोकॉल होगा, हमारे इवेंट्स इसी तरह के होते हैं, बट मुझे बिल्कुल समझ नहीं आते। और मैं चाहूँगी, दो आई रियली वेलकम यू ऑल सर, बट मैं सबको एक लेवल पे लाकर आज बात करना चाहूंगी। वी ऑल आर इक्वल, हम सब एक ही तरह के स्पेस में हैं। जैसे चारू ने बताया, हम सबका चाइल्डहुड, हम सब बच्चे होते हैं, फिर बड़े होते हैं, अपने अपने एक्सपीरियंस के अकॉर्डिंग हम इवॉल्व होते हैं। तो आज मैं आपसे यहाँ किसी स्पीकर की हैसियत से बात ही नहीं करूँगी। मैं आज आपको बताना चाहूँगी, मैं बहुत प्राउडली ये शेयर करती हूँ कि मैं एक मेंटल हेल्थ सर्वाइवर हूँ। मैं उस फेज में गई जिससे निकलने के लिए शायद हम ये सब माइंडफुलनेस, मेडिटेशन, ये सब की बात करते हैं। हम अपने आसपास पिछले कुछ साल में इतनी सारी टर्मिनोलॉजी आ गई ना मेंटल हेल्थ के अराउंड, कभी कभी मुझे ये बहुत अच्छा लगता है, बट कभी कभी बहुत स्केरी लगता है, क्योंकि जिसने ये फील किया है या जो इससे गुजर रहा है ना, बस वही समझ सकता है कि होता क्या है। तो जब ये पॉजिटिव ओवर डोज ऑफ पॉजिटिविटी आ गई है ना कहीं वो भी एक बहुत बड़ा हर्डल है। जैसे चारू भी कह रही थी और डॉक्टर सरोज ने भी कहा कि मेडिटेशन या माइंडफुलनेस, ये वर्ड्स भी हमारे लिए अब एक बहुत ज्यादा ओवरवेलमिंग हो गए हैं कि अगर, अच्छा ये भी हो गया कि अगर मैं थेरेपी नहीं लेती हूँ या मैं मेडिटेशन नहीं करती हूँ या माइंडफुलनेस प्रैक्टिस नहीं करती हूँ तो देयर इज सम प्रॉब्लम, बट ऐसा नहीं है। मैं एक नॉर्मल पर्सन की तरह आप लोगों से आज बात करना चाहूंगी, और मैं यहाँ सिर्फ ऋतु भारद्वाज की हैसियत से नहीं, कनेक्टेड की टीम की हैसियत से बात करना चाहूंगी। मेरे साथ अंकुश शरण है मेरी टीम से, करिश्मा मेहरा है, एंड आई एम ग्लैड अक्षिता, डॉक्टर सरोज सब उस टीम का पार्ट है। जब मैं खुद उस दौर में गई और उससे निकली तो मुझे बस एक ही चीज समझ में आई कि मैंने इतना सफर इसलिए किया क्योंकि मुझे अवेयरनेस नहीं थी और मेरे आसपास वो लोग नहीं थे जो मेंटल हेल्थ को समझते हैं। तो मुझे पहली बात यही समझ में आई कि चलो शुरुआत अब यहीं से करते हैं। मैंने अपने आसपास उन लोगों से जुड़ना शुरू किया, कनेक्ट करना शुरू किया जो या तो मेरी तरह सफर कर रहे थे या उनको हेल्प कर रहे थे। आई थिंक हम लोगों को यही तो चाहिए है। चारू ने कहा हम सब बहुत कुछ अंदर है, हम बोलना चाहते हैं। यस, हम बोलना चाहते हैं, पर क्या हम सुनना चाहते हैं? मुझे बोलने का तो स्पेस चाहिए, बट क्या मैं सुनने का पेशेंस रखती हूँ? So we all need listeners too. हमें अपने आसपास listeners भी चाहिए। तो आज मेरी टीम के साथ मिलकर मैं कुछ चीजें बस आप लोगों के साथ शेयर करूंगी, जिसमें से एक ये भी है कि माइंडफुलनेस को हम ज्यादातर समझते हैं कि एक जगह शांति से बैठना, मेडिटेट करना। जो माइंडफुलनेस सुनते ही यही आता है क्योंकि हम उन्हीं को प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं, बट मेरी टीम आज आपको उस लेवल पर लेकर जाएगी जहाँ आप हाई एनर्जी फील करेंगे। हालांकि चैलेंज होता है हाई टी से पहले कुछ भी करना लोग रुकते नहीं है, रुक नहीं पाते हैं, तो मेरी टीम के लिए मेरे लिए बहुत चैलेंज है ये, बट यस वी विल ट्राई आवर बेस्ट। एक छोटा सा दो मिनट की एक्टिविटी कराऊंगी और उसके बाद मैं चाहूंगी करिश्मा मेरी टीम से हैं, वो आप लोगों से बात करना चाहेंगी। करिश्मा बहुत लंबे समय से बच्चों के साथ काम कर रही हैं और रिलेशनशिप कोच भी हैं, तो उन्होंने बहुत क्लोजली फैमिली में जो भी इश्यूज आते हैं वो देखे हैं, जो इफेक्ट करते हैं हमारे चाइल्डहुड को, हमारे रिलेशनशिप्स को, और कहते भी हैं हम जो रिफ्लेक्शन है हमारे चाइल्डहुड एक्सपीरियंसेस का है। तो करिश्मा ने उसमें बहुत काम किया है। मैं आप लोगों से चाहूंगी कि आप प्लीज एक बार आंख बंद कर दीजिए, क्योंकि उन्होंने बताया आर्ट ऑफ स्टोरी टेलिंग है मेरा, तो बस मैं 2 मिनट और लूंगी। मैं चाहूंगी आप आंख बंद करें। आई होप मेरी आवाज सबको सुनाई दे रही है। जस्ट इमेजिन आप एक बहुत बहुत ही खूबसूरत से नेचुरल प्लेस पे हैं, जहाँ पर बहुत अच्छी हवा चल रही है, बहुत सारी ग्रीनरी है, ग्रास बहुत अच्छी, आप एक ग्रास पर बैठे हैं, सनलाइट भी बहुत अच्छी है, बहुत सूदिंग सा एटमॉस्फेयर है। आप सब इमेजिन कर पा रहे होंगे, फील कर पा रहे होंगे। Don't see it. Don't see a big tree full of blooms. Don't see. And there's also a river. But don't see that. Don't see children are playing there. Please don't see a river, a green parrot, children's playing, and a tree, a big tree full of bloom. Now take a deep breath and open your eyes. कितने लोगों ने पैरेट नहीं देखा? नहीं देखा?
जब आपने बोला तो मुझे देखा, अभी मैं गायब किया उसको।
कितने लोगों को रिवर नहीं दिखी? कितने लोगों को बच्चे नहीं दिखे? कितने लोगों को वो बड़ा सा पेड़ नहीं दिखा? हम सब ने देखा, ज्यादातर नहीं देखा। आई थिंक चालू माइंडफुलनेस प्रैक्टिस करके चालू नहीं देखा। सो क्या है ना, हमारा माइंड जो था उसने डोंट सी वो समझेगा ही नहीं इस वर्डिंग को। हम लोगों के साथ प्रॉब्लम है हमारी माइंड के साथ, वो बस उसमें से वो वर्ड पिक करेगा जिसके वो एक पिक्चर बना सकता है, जिसको वो इमेजिन कर सकता है। सो वो सब देखता है। सो जब हम बोलते हैं कि पता नहीं मैं अपना ये प्रोजेक्ट पूरा कर पाऊंगी या नहीं, तो वो समझ जाता है अनकम्प्लीट प्रोजेक्ट। आपके माइंड ने वो एक इमेजिनेशन बना ली है ना, पता नहीं मैं एग्जाम में पास होंगी या नहीं, मुझे नहीं लगता, वो बना लेगा। सो आप हम लोग जिन भी चीजों पे बात कर रहे हैं, जिस चीज को हम फील कर रहे हैं, जिस चीज को हम बोल रहे हैं, हमारा माइंड उसको वही कर रहा है। और हम उसको रिफ्रेज कर देंगे तो बस सब बदल जाएगा। और यही है माइंडफुलनेस, यही हमें करना है। मैंने पिछले कुछ सालों में किया है, पहले नहीं करती थी, अभी भी बहुत बहुत कम अचीव कर पाई हूँ, बट यही है, रेगुलर प्रैक्टिस करनी पड़ेगी। और फिर आप उस प्लेस पे होंगे और सच में आपको ना पैरेट दिखेगा, ना रिवर दिखेगी, ना बच्चे दिखेंगे, आपको वही दिखेगा जो वहाँ पर है या होना चाहिए, जैसा आप उसको इमेजिन करना चाहते हैं, आप उसको फील कर पाएंगे। मैं यही कहूँगी, हमें अपने आसपास, मैं एज ए सर्वाइवर एक ऐसा अपने आसपास मैं सोसाइटी चाहती हूँ जो खुलकर एक्सप्रेस कर पाए, जो कह पाए कि यस आई एम इन डिप्रेशन, आई एम गोइंग थ्रू एंजाइटी, बट फीलिंग एंशियस इज वेरी डिफरेंट फ्रॉम बीइंग एंशियस is very different from the anxiety disorder। ये भी हमें समझना पड़ेगा। And I think वहाँ पर हमें ज़रूरत है ऐसे mental health professionals की, साइकोलॉजिस्ट, साइकियाट्रिस्ट जो इस फील्ड में काम कर रहे हैं, जो हमें ये टर्मिनोलॉजी समझा पाए। अदरवाइज हम तो अब दिन में 10 बार डिप्रेशन में जाते हैं, 10 बार हम एंजाइटी में जाते हैं, और कितनी बार हम लोग हमें बिना ही हमें नहीं पता होता वो हमें गैसलाइट कर रहे होते हैं। मतलब ये कौन कौन सी टर्म्स आ गई हैं। और सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम ये है कि ये इसके कारण हमारे बच्चों तक पहुँच गई। अब तो मम्मा बच्चों को गैसलाइट कर रही है पूरा दिन। जरा सोच के देखिए, आपने अगर उनसे ये कहा कि बेटा टाइम से नहा लो तो वो गैसलाइट हो जाएंगे। सो इट्स आवर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी। सबसे पहली बात, अगर आप जेन्युइनली जो भी फील कर रहे हैं, पहले उसको समझिए, उसकी टर्मिनोलॉजी को, उसके पीछे की साइंस को समझिए, उन टर्म्स को तभी शेयर कीजिए। अगर आप वाकई में डिप्रेशन में हैं तो प्लीज अपने आसपास हेल्प ढूंढिए, हेल्प अवेलेबल है। अपने आसपास एक ऐसा सर्कल बनाइए जहाँ पर वो लोग हों जो आपको हेल्प कर पाए। और यस है, मैंने उसी 0 से शुरुआत की थी और आज हमारी कम्युनिटी 10,000 से ज्यादा लोगों की है। एंड वी आर वर्किंग पैन इंडिया राइट नाउ। सो मैं चाहूंगी आप सब भी उससे कनेक्टेड हों। और करिश्मा मेरी टीम अब आगे का वो करेगी, और वही है मेरा आप कह सकते हैं, उससे ही आपको समझ में आएगा कि तुम हरबज कौन है। अदरवाइज आई डोंट बिलीव इन ऑल दीज लेबल्स, आई एम नॉट अ स्पीकर। थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you, ma'am, for opening us to this change of perspective. Now, Karishma ma'am is a counseling psychologist, a family therapist, and a parenting coach. driven by a strong passion for nurturing resilience, self-awareness, growth among the youth and women of our country. She is the founder of Happiness Quotient in New Delhi, a space thoughtfully created to help individuals explore their inner potential and build meaningful lives. She has been trained in various therapeutic modalities and has been associated with leading hospitals and schools. Her approach is rooted in the belief that there is no single correct path to growth. Each journey is unique and deeply personal. Over to you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, everyone. While I was listening to Professor Charu and Dr. Saroj and Ritu, I had so many thoughts in my mind about, we must talk about this, we must talk about that, or whatever these stories are. But I actually wanted to come and share a few things which are as basic and I think just a subtle reminder. I think the most important thing that cases like these or events like these do is give us that pause in our daily life. Where, like Professor Charu said, the minute you're out of this door, because you've not spoken, you haven't done anything, you'll just go back into your rut. So, coming from a place of family psychology, I deal with a lot of families. And once I asked a child that, do you understand what's mindfulness? And the child said, of course, it's so simple. I said, what is it? He said, a mind which is full. I have a full mind, so I'm mindful. That's how simple it is to be mindful. But a lot of us actually are walking around with a full mind, already full enough to its capacity to not be able to take anything else. It's like a sealed bottle that has no space for water, but the water keeps pouring and pouring. And all we do is keep spilling and spilling. Even relationships and families are a victim of this phenomenon of leakage or spillage. The problem is nobody is ready to empty their bottle a little, use that water a little, and make space for fresh water. We keep going on and on with the same glass or the same bottle, trying to refill when it's already full. I think the mindfulness that we talk about has a lot to do with our awareness. And these pauses actually bring us to this point where we're able to kind of understand. When people come to a therapist's clinic, the first thing they're doing over there is the mind is telling them, finally I've reached somewhere where there may be some hope, some respite. I also have a lot of clients who say, I'm not coming again. I say, okay. And the next time they show up, I don't have to ask them, why have you come? I have to see they still showed up. They fought what was not allowing them, but that hope that keeps bringing them. It's hope that actually brings us. Mindfulness is nothing but a hopeful space where we are taking ourselves to create more awareness and take it forward. And for relationships, a lot of times, like I said, the minute we go out, we're going to go back to our stories. We intellectualize so much that there is a disconnect with your body. The problem is, like I think Professor Charu, I think she said about how India it's the hub of spirituality and the world comes to India. I think the first and foremost thing that India does give them, like we say, is the yoga. Like if you go to Rishikesh and all these places, there are these foreigners who are practicing yoga, meditation, and doing so many things that we as Indians take very lightly. The problem is we don't go into our body. And our body today is the biggest and the most spiritual temple back to that from where mindfulness actually begins. But the problem is we don't take care of our body. We forget that if we don't take care of it, it's only going to malfunction or dysfunction. The problem is that sometimes in the body, we're only trying to make it work for us. We're not working with it. These pauses, this mindfulness, brings us to the awareness that the body is actually from where you are going to go back to doing what you want. Coming from that space, again with relationships and with life, when I'm talking about life and relationships, there is chaos, there is a lot of spiraling. We keep identifying patterns with people. There are a lot of blame games. There are a lot of stories about how people do harm to us. Either we become victims or we become blamers. But the story stays the same, the pattern stays the same, and the hurt and unhealed part of us stays the same. So these pauses bring us to a point to at least be able to see a bigger picture. The issue is when people come and they start talking, they're only talking about the other because they're so used to. Because they think when I'm going to talk about myself, who will listen? Like Dr. Saroj said, or Ritu said, the listening. We don't want to listen to listen. And that is exactly where the frame has to change. When we start connecting with ourselves within, are we going to be able to make space for the world outside? And these pauses of mindfulness are exact spaces to start this process. And I think a lot by Dr. Saroj and Professor Charu. So I'd like to take it forward with our team further. As a family psychologist, I definitely just want to say that when we talk about relationships, when we talk about stories, it all starts with us. It all starts with me. The connection with me is disconnected. I am the sealed bottle. I am the overflowing glass in my own story. If I want to make space for people, I first thank myself for the glass and I use the water in the glass appropriately. Or at least I empty the glass regularly. So having people who listen to you, having friends and family, doing things that you love doing, these are small acts of mindfulness that you already do. At my center at Happiness Quotient, it's not about how intelligent you are. It's not about what's your emotional score. It's just about how happy you are and what makes you happy. Because I truly believe a happy person is a person who can make all the difference to himself and the people around him. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your insights. I now invite Professor Charu Sharma to deliver the vote of thanks. And after that, we still have a few events lined up, so I would request you to please stay seated. We have an experiential session after this, and we will also collect feedback, and you will also have the chance to ask questions and give any reflections if you have.
So, as they say in Bollywood, picture abhi baki hai dosto. It's just a mere formality, but with gratitude. Respected dignitaries, honored guests, esteemed speakers, and all the participants. It is my privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this meaningful occasion of our seminar, the great gift of presence, bringing happiness and joy into our lives. I hope you were able to succeed a bit. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, great. Today has been more than just a gathering of minds. It has been a space of reflection, connection, and shared insight. First and foremost, I extend our deepest gratitude to our distinguished chief guests and eminent dignitaries for gracing this occasion. Your presence, sir, now has truly elevated this event and reinforced the importance of conversations around mindfulness, resilience, and meaningful living. I would also like to sincerely thank our speakers whose wisdom and experiences have guided us through the deeper dimensions of presence. Your words have not only informed us, but have gently reminded us to pause and reconnect with ourselves. A heartfelt thank you to the Director, India International Center, and the entire program division. We are especially grateful to Shubhra, Sandeep, Sumit, Smriti for their unwavering support and seamless coordination. if I may add a personal note, a very special thanks to Sumit, who in the last 2 days, at one time I was, I was like, there's so much to do, how are we going to go through it, And he says, Madam, aap apna sara stress hame de do. Don't be worried, everything will, it's in good hands, and just relax. I said, yes, this is the important thing, and that's exactly why we are here, to relax and find ways how we can relax. So that spirit of care and teamwork truly reflects that this event stands for. I would also like to invite a big round of applause for our energetic and dynamic young student volunteers, Nalini Tyagi, Akanksha Singh, Neha Kumari, and Ishita. And I do have a little token of thank you for all of you, which I would like to give right away before, I go further. So girls, can you all please come over here? Akanksha, Nalini, Neha, and Ishita. You have demonstrated not only dedication, but also the leadership qualities of tomorrow. This event would not have been possible without your enthusiasm and commitment, and you are truly a wonderful team. I'm so proud that I am privileged to teach such wonderful young minds who are the torch bearers of tomorrow. Thank you. And a special appreciation to our graceful and composed compare, Akshita, who held us all together so seamlessly and ensured that the smooth flow of the program happens. And finally, I would like to thank all the participants and attendees. Your presence, your attention, and openness have truly brought this seminar to life. As we conclude, let us carry forward not just the insights that we gain, but the experience of being present. Because the true gift of presence is not something we receive once, it is something we choose every moment, moment by moment, again and again and again. And I would continue with, what Akshita said. So we have 3 more parts to, the next 20-30 minutes. One is the high tea. We can't wait for that. The second, but the most important, is also the drumming session. And even more important is to get your feedback, for which our lovely volunteer students, they are going to help you, assist you, and we'll head out after the feedback is done. So they'll be circulating the QR code. I think all of you have. So please be kind enough to support this endeavor so that we get your genuine feedback and we continue to work in this direction together. And if at all anyone needs some kind of a support, we are all here to help you out. And also, we might even consider having a support group, a network of some of us if we want to, be part of that. So thank you very much once again. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And I request everyone to please fill your reflections and feedback. Now, as we've been talking about mindfulness, awareness, and presence, the real question is, how do we experience it beyond words? What if I told you that mindfulness doesn't always have to be silent? That sometimes it can be felt through rhythm, through sound, and through collective energy. We now invite you to be a part of a truly unique experiential session, Rhythm Challenge. A powerful drumming experience that brings people together through rhythm, helping us ground ourselves, release stress, and connect deeply with ourselves and with each other. Rhythm Chala is not only about performance, it is about participation. It is about letting go, tuning into the present moment, allowing rhythm to guide you. This beautiful experience will be facilitated by Mr. Ankur Sharan, the founder of Rhythm Shala, an initiative dedicated to using music and rhythm as a medium for expression, connection, and emotional well-being. Through his work, he has created spaces where music becomes more than just sound. It becomes a tool for awareness, energy, and transformation. So I invite each one of you not just to observe, but to immerse yourself. Let go of the hesitation, step into the rhythm, and allow yourself to be fully present. I now invite to take Mr. Ankur Sharan into this beautiful journey of Rhythm Sharan.
जब तक हम सेटअप कर रहे हैं, आप में से म्यूजिक किसको पसंद है? तो हाँ, अच्छा किसको नहीं पसंद है? तो रिदम क्या है ना, लाइफ इज नॉट अ रेस, हम सब भाग रहे हैं, मतलब पूरा दिन पता नहीं कैसे भाग रहे हैं। अभी भी माइंड में शुरू हो चुकी हुई कैलकुलेशन कि अभी अब तो 5 बजने वाले हैं, अभी हाइकिंग शुरू हुई है, मैं घर कौन से लेकर जाऊंगा, डिनर रेडी नहीं है, हो सकता है कोई और प्लान हो, अभी तक जाना हो। लाइफ इज नॉट अ रेस, find your own rhythm. So this activity is all about that. कुछ देर के लिए हम यहाँ प्रेजेंट होंगे। तो क्या होता है, म्यूजिक आपको प्रेजेंट करता है, आपकी बॉडी को एक्टिवेट करता है। लेकिन जब हम बॉडी और म्यूजिक को एक साथ करते हैं, जब हमारा बॉडी मूवमेंट और म्यूजिक एक साथ होता है तो ग्राउंडिंग इफेक्ट होता है, सिंक्रोनाइजेशन होता है। और जब हम साथ में करते हैं, so it's a connection, it's a feeling of emotional safety. So this is all about feeling safe, feeling empowered, feeling good, and feeling in right that moment. So can you start?
Yes.
So please join us. किस पे आ जाइए आप लोग? हाय, नमस्कार, मेरा नाम अंकुर है। बहुत अच्छा लगा आज माइंडफुलनेस की बात हो रही है, और शायद मैं कुछ नया नहीं कर रहा हूँ, जो स्कूल में करता था, फिर 15 साल कॉर्पोरेट लाइफ की भाग दौड़ किया, अभी भी कर रहा हूँ। लेकिन जब हेलो 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 हेलो, am I audible?
चल हो गया।
तो हेलो 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 हेलो। तो आइडिया है कि आज हम लोगों ने बहुत कुछ सुना समझा, लेकिन बात यह है कि अब समय है उसे करने का। जब तक हम लोग ज्ञान की बातें सुनते हैं लेकिन उसको इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं करेंगे, जैसे योगा, मोदी जी भी बोलते बोलते रह गए कि योगा से ही होगा, बट आज भी बच्चे तो निराश होते हैं, और शायद 6 जून जब अपना योगा डे होता है तब पूरा विश्व, पूरा भारत योगा कर रहा होता है। मैंने, ऋतु ने, हम सब ने एज अ टीम डिसाइड किया कि क्यों ना हम जो ये कनेक्टेड माइंड्स की जो बातें हम कर रहे हैं, हम लोग कहीं नहीं कहीं सब जो कनेक्ट लोगों को करना चाह रहे हैं, उसको लेकर व्हाई कांट वी हैव सम अप्रोच, एंड शायद मैं ड्रमिंग फील्ड से काफ़ी टाइम से जुड़ा रहा। मैंने कभी नेशनल लेवल, इंटरनेशनल लेवल परफॉर्मेंस किया और अब मैं कुछ अपने ग्रुप्स के साथ, कुछ मीडिया हाउसेस के साथ मिलके स्कूलों में बच्चों के साथ, युवाओं के साथ मिलके काम कर रहा हूँ। आज यहाँ पे बस आपका साथ चाहिए, तो लेट्स बीट एंड लेट्स स्टार्ट विद अ वार्म वेलकम एंड क्लैपिंग। Let's start with. बहुत पंजाबी कल्चर हम लोगों ने देखा है, और पंजाबी है तो म्यूजिक है। कहीं ना कहीं जब हमारे अंदर रिदम होता है ना, देखिए हम सब के अंदर डिसिप्लिन भी है और डिस्ट्रैक्शन भी है। अब ये सब कुछ मोमेंट डिसाइड करता है, जैसे मैम ने बताया, सर ने बताया, हमें क्या चूज करना है। भाई मैंने तो हैप्पीनेस चूज किया, और एट द एंड ऑफ द डे ड्रमिंग के थ्रू व्हाट वैल्यू एडिशन आई कैन कंट्रीब्यूट टुवर्ड्स सोसाइटी। हर किसी का कोई सपना होता है, मिशन होता है, हम चांद पे तो पहुंच जा रहे हैं, लेकिन अर्थ पे रहकर उसका अर्थ समझ नहीं पा रहे। धर्म की बातें करते हैं मगर धर्म अपनाते हैं, मगर धर्म को जीते नहीं। तो समवेयर जो भी हम पढ़े लिखे कौम, जिसे हम समझते हैं कि वी ऑल आर सिविलाइज्ड पीपल, कहीं ना कहीं आदिकाल से जब व्हाट्सएप की दुनिया नहीं थी, हॉर्न हम सब के जीवन में, ये रोड सेफ्टी और ये जो है ना कहीं हॉन्किंग दिमाग में इतनी बसती है कि हम लोग खुद पागल हो चुके होते हैं। रोड पे जाते हैं, अभी सब लोग, आप लोग भी जाइएगा तो कहीं ना कहीं कोई ना कोई रोड रेज इस तरीके की चीजें देखते रहते हैं। बट उस समय अपने आप को क्या माइंडफुलनेस के साथ हम लोग रख सकते हैं। कभी आप चल रहे होंगे, अचानक से चलते चलते गाय भैंस बीच में जाती है। लगता है कि दिल्ली में, गुड़गांव, हर जगह पे आप जाओगे तो आपको बुल्स दिख रहे होंगे, कितना भी पढ़े लिख ले, गाली गलौज हो जाती है। हम जितने भी बातें कर ले, आपकी तालियां तेज है या मेरा ये इंस्ट्रूमेंट। लेट्स सी, 1 2 3। आप सबने कहीं ना कहीं जब हम लोग मेडिटेशन की बात करते हैं तो इसे सुना होगा या देखा होगा, बट क्या इसे रियली में हम लोग प्रैक्टिस करते हैं? या ये तिब्बत के लोग या जो हमें मेडिटेशन सो कॉल्ड हजारों रुपए दे के हम वो क्लासेस कर लेंगे, लेकिन डेली बेसिस पे अगर हम इसे छोटी छोटी चीजों को अपनाने लगे तो शायद हम बहुत कुछ परिवर्तन ला सकते हैं। बिकॉज जो बच्चे हैं, स्पेशली किड्स, वो ऑब्जर्व करते हैं। आप मोबाइल देखते रहिए, आपका बच्चा, मेरी 10 साल की बिटिया है, वो कहती पापा आप कर तो रहे हो। ये जब मुझे खुद लगा तो मैं बोला बेटा अब तो 7 बजे से 8 बजे यूजुअली जब मैं ऑफिस आ जाता हूँ, नहीं तो वीकेंड्स में हमें 1 घंटा बैठक देनी है, क्योंकि ये जो संस्कार की बातें जो चारू मैम ने कही, ये बचपन से हमारे अंदर डाला जाता है और वही सिलसिला हम लोग को करना है। जस्ट क्लोज योर आईज वंस मोर, जैसे सब लोग ने किया। आई जस्ट वांट टू रिक्वेस्ट यू फील द मैजिक। Open your eyes. So have you seen? बहुत कुछ परिवर्तन नहीं आता, लेकिन थोड़ा थोड़ा अगर हम लोग रोज चेंज लाएंगे अपने अंदर, तो जरूर हम लोग बैठते ही कहाँ हैं। जो ऋतु ने कहा, कनेक्टेड हो के भी हम लोग कनेक्टेड नहीं होते ना परिवार से। आज हमारे पास सब कुछ है, जल्दी का जमाना है, हम लोग देख रहे हैं। मैं तो 80s वाला हूँ, हम लोगों ने तो बहुत कुछ देखा ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट से एरा से आते हुए, तो खुद लगा कि नहीं यार कॉर्पोरेट लाइफ में तो भाई आई एम ऑल्सो लाइक एंजॉयिंग, ठीक है, लेकिन क्यों ना हम लोग कुछ ऐसे सेशंस ऑर्गेनाइज करें। एटलीस्ट वीकेंड तो हमारा है, 52 हफ्ते ना सही 10-20 हफ्ते तो कर सकते हैं। कभी नोएडा, कभी फैजाबाद, कभी अपने शहर। और बिलीव मी, अब जो मैंने ये जो ट्रेंड देखा है ना, जो आज से भी मैं तो बहुत दिनों से कर रहा था, लेकिन मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है जब मोदी जी ने बोल दिया कि जो भजन क्लबिंग, जो भजन बैठक, ये जो चीजें आई है, ये जब ऐसे लोग जब बोलते हैं ना, तो इसको ट्रेंड में ले आते हैं। अब बीइंग अ पार्ट ऑफ मीडिया ग्रुप ना, यही टाइम है जब हमें उस एनर्जी को फील करना है। तो अब एक बार फील करते हैं, उसके बाद फिर चाय पे चर्चा होती रहेगी। इंस्ट्रक्शन सिंपल है, जस्ट जैसा मैं बीट बजाऊं उसे आपको या तो क्लैप करना है, या जैसे ये है, क्योंकि जब मैं वृंदावन गया था तो वहां पे बच्चे बेच रहे थे और करते करते हम लोग कितने कहते भैया 15-20 है, मैं कैसा दे रहे, क्योंकि ये बचपन से हमने देखा है, दादी अम्मा नानी नाना हर कोई ये मंदिरों में हर एक कीर्तन में बहुत काम आता है क्या। तो क्या करना है आपने, जैसे अभी तो मैंने किया 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 राइट। जिनके पास इंस्ट्रूमेंट नहीं है, नो वरीज, बहुत सेशंस यू वांट। नाम के पास ये देखो, जो आर्टिकल 1 के जमाने में ना जो म्यूजिक चलता था वो हिल नहीं करता। आज तो क्या टिप्पणी है, एआई कुछ सब कुछ कर, आपको खुद कुछ नहीं करना। That is why I have made this possible कि whatever I have more than 25 instruments, right? हाँ? गंगीम missing है। हाँ sir। So like start with ना, ऐसा अगर सब लोग सीख जाए सोसाइटी में कितना बढ़िया लगेगा। जैसे प्रिंसिपल ने बोला खड़े हो जाओ तो खड़े हो गए, ठीक है। प्रधानमंत्री जी ने बोला मन की बात, अब डर लगता है, अब कुछ नया तो नहीं आ रहा है, राइट। तो समवेयर वी फील अब बहुत कुछ समझ जाते हैं। तो क्या है जो सिंपल है, बहुत अच्छा धुन है, हरे राम हरे कृष्णा सबको आता है, ठीक है। लेट्स प्रभु को याद करते हुए, बहुत अच्छा दिन है, हम लोग मिले, इसके बाद चाय बचा, ठीक है। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी। जब माइंड कॉन्शियस रहता है, मजा आता है, तो बहुत कुछ हो सकता है। इट्स ऑल अबाउट कि वी हैव टू हैप्पी। और बिलीव मी, ऐसे बहुत सारे इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स हैं जो आप छोटी छोटी प्रैक्टिसेस आप करके आप ही कर सकते हैं। आई जस्ट वांटेड टू इंट्रोड्यूस हियर, क्योंकि ये जो है ना सब कुछ अवेलेबल है मार्केट में, बट हम सबको लगता है ना ये बच्चों की चीज है, और बच्चों को लगता है ये बड़ों की चीज है। और इसी कंफ्यूजन में ना बच्चे मोबाइल पकड़ लिए, माँ बाप अपना मोबाइल पकड़ लिए, और हम जैसे कोचेस माइंडफुलनेस की बातें करने के लिए यहाँ बैठे हैं। ऋतु खुद इन्होंने अपनी कहानी सुनाई, सबकी कोई ना कोई कहानी होती है। और बिलीव में, मैं हिंदुस्तान टाइम्स का हिस्सा रहा हूँ, आपको मतलब जान के खुशी भी होगी और दुख भी होगा कि पेपर्स आते तो हैं, बट कितने बच्चे पढ़ते हैं? नहीं पढ़ते। उनको लगता है कि तो दादू का काम है, नानी का काम है, राइट। तो वो जो गैप है ना, उसको पूरा करने के लिए फिर मैंने सोचा क्यों ना हम लोग ऐसी कुछ हरकतें करें। यूजुअली कॉर्पोरेट वाले करते नहीं है, लेकिन मैंने देखा जितनी पॉलिटिक्स संसद भवन में नहीं है, उससे ज्यादा कॉर्पोरेट में है, तो हम लोग तो ऐसे ही पागल हो जाएंगे। तो कहीं ना
उससे ज्यादा एजुकेशन में है।
सब कुछ अपने पास है। इट्स ऑल अबाउट, हम गेट को ओपन करते हैं, बंद करते हैं, कुंडी लगाते हैं, कुंडी खुला छोड़ देते हैं, डजंट मैटर। जब तक हम प्रैक्टिस नहीं करेंगे, नोबडी विल टीच अस, ठीक है। माँ बाप बच्चों को पढ़ाते हैं, बच्चे सोचते हैं कि अब हम लोग बहुत बड़े हो गए, लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि हम सबको कहीं ना कहीं कनेक्ट होना पड़ेगा, और शायद ये वो समय है जब हम सब मिलके कुछ प्रयास कर सकते हैं। तो I request everyone to join hands. ये बिगनिंग है, बहुत कुछ अभी नया फाइनेंशियली स्टार्ट हुआ है, बहुत कुछ चेंजेस आने वाले हैं. ऑलरेडी इंडियन इकोनॉमी के ऊपर, इंटरनेशनल इकोनॉमी के ऊपर बहुत कुछ हो रहा है. हम फ्रंटियर में इंटरनेशनल बिजनेस मैं देख रहा हूँ. अगर आप मोबाइल उठाते हो तो आप डरते हो, आप न्यूज़ देखते हो तो डरते हो. हम खुश कब होते हैं? सिर्फ शादियों में या अपने दोस्तों से बात करते समय नहीं. वी हैव टू टॉक टू अवर सेल्फ, वी हैव टू मेक एन एनर्जी. बिकॉज बचपन में हमने पढ़ा था ना, जैसे 3 इडियट्स में था, एनर्जी कैन नाइदर बी क्रिएटेड नॉट destroyed. It transfer from one to another. So it's a rhythm, and that is why we call it a rhythm circle. And through Ritu, we all are connected. तुलिका जी हैं, आप सब लोग, आज जो लोग मुझे नहीं जानते थे, we are there for you. Sir, आप लोग की blessings, मैम, हम सब लोग मिलके चाहते हैं कि कुछ नया रिफॉर्म्स लाएं, नया रिवॉल्यूशन लाएं. एंड शायद चारू मैम ने जैसे कहा कि ये जो देश है, इसको आप किस तरीके से आप भारत के लोग खुद देखते हैं या बाहरी लोग देखते हैं, उस चीज को हम लोग कैसा दिखाते हैं, दैट मैटर्स. तो आई रियली एंजॉय दिस सेशन एंड आई होप आप सब भी एंजॉय करेंगे. तो जाने से पहले एक बार फिर right now, last 2 minutes. 2 minutes जैसे ही हो जाएगा, please stop. 1, 2, 3, go.
And the people around us. This is where the happiness comes. Thank you.
Thank you. So let's have some tea.
Thank
चाय पे
you
चर्चा करते हैं.
so much.
Thank you,
This
ma'am.
was amazing and we all enjoyed it. So आप सबको निमंत्रण है हाई टी का, और प्लीज ध्यान रखिएगा कि आपका फीडबैक हम सबके लिए बहुत जरूरी है, तो उसे आप लेकर जरूर जाएं. थैंक यू.